A $30 million house collection, millions of dollars on a private jet, the most expensive cheese on the planet? Novak Djokovic is without a doubt one of the richest sportsmen in the world. But the tennis legend has often made some ridiculous decisions when it comes to spending his money. Here are the top 10 stupidly expensive things Novak Djokovic owns. And first, we have to start with an addiction that cost the Serbian star thousands of dollars. Number 10. You see, when it comes to sports, it takes more than just skills and a killer instinct to dominate the game. Being the best comes with a lot of requirements, especially in terms of diet. That's why athletes like LeBron James and Cristiano Ronaldo follow strict dietary plans that are designed to give them an edge on the field or the court. And Djokovic is no different. The Serbian is currently on a strict plant-based diet. That means no gluten, no sugar, no juicy steaks or cheesy pizzas for the Serbian. Imagine going years without your favorite soda drink, wine, or meat. That must be depressing, man. But this is the sacrifice superstars like Novak must pay to stay at the top. And for Djokovic, that means holding on to his plant-based diet for as long as his career goes on for. Now, this wasn't a problem. Until, that is, Djokovic began to get addicted to cheese. You see, since Djokovic can't have meat, wine, or any of those things, his dietitian decided it was okay for him to have cheese. And so Djokovic began to eat so much cheese that it became an obsession. Now, if you know anything about cheese, you'd agree that most cheeses are filled with a lot of unhealthy fat that is dangerous, especially for athletes. Luckily for Djokovic, he realized this in time. And since he wasn't going to let his love for cheese ruin his career, he did the one thing that anyone would do in this situation, of course. He actually bought the entire supply of the world's most expensive cheese, which apparently has anti-allergen properties, even though we never got to find out the exact quantity he got. We do know that the cheese has sold for over $100,000 per kilogram. Who knew cheese could be so valuable? If you think that was stupidly expensive, wait until you hear how much Djokovic spends on buying watches that do nothing more than tell the time. Number 9. When you're the #1 tennis player in the world, money is sure to follow you off and on the court. Combine that with a net worth of over $200 million, and it's no surprise to see Djokovic with one of the best watch collections any athlete can boast of. This includes a $35,000 Arnold Schwarzenegger watch, his very own customized Novak Djokovic Hublot Big Bang Mecca 10 watch that cost the Serbian star a whopping $26,000, and a few others that probably cost more than your entire life. Now, you're probably thinking, spending over $60,000 on just 2 watches sounds a bit crazy, but just wait until you hear how much the Serbian spent on his car collection. Number 8. When Novak is not busy dominating the tennis court, the 21-time Grand Slam winner likes to get behind the wheel of his flamboyant cars and cruise around town like a boss. And if we're being honest, the Serbian sure knows how to pick them. We're talking about a $1 million car collection of 8 luxurious whips that'll make your head spin. One of the most notable cars in Djokovic's collection is a sleek black Mercedes-Benz AMG GTS, which he bagged for a cool $134,000. This car boasts a monstrous V8 engine that produces 515 horsepower and can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.7 seconds. That's like driving a rocket, but with wheels. And to think, that isn't even the best whip in his garage. The Serbian superstar also owns a $200,000 Bentley Continental GT. And trust me, even from the look of it, you know this bad boy is more than just a car. It's the kind of car that makes you feel like you've won the lottery. With its incredible interior and a twin-turbo W12 engine that produces a mind-blowing 626 horsepower. Now, if you're thinking luxurious whips are the only thing Djokovic knows what to do with his money, believe me, you've never been more wrong. Number 7. You see, after the COVID-19 lockdown, the folks at the Australian Open were determined to keep the tournament safe for everyone. So they laid down some pretty strict COVID guidelines, including mandatory vaccinations for players. But for reasons that are still not clear, the #1 tennis star wasn't too keen on getting the jab. Maybe he didn't want to risk messing up his killer serves or something. So instead of getting vaccinated like everyone else, he went and did something truly wild. He started his own biotech company, just so he could find an alternative to the COVID-19 vaccine. Now, setting up a firm like this is not a piece of cake. It takes loads of cash. And by loads, we're talking about 10 million US dollars at the very least. Number 6. Speaking of things that are far from being cheap, back in 2009, Novak Djokovic decided to spoil himself with this bad boy. A luxury Manhattan 60s Sunseeker yacht. This floating palace reportedly cost Djokovic a cool $2.5 million. But it's worth every penny. Stretching out to 19.6 meters long and capable of speeds up to 32 knots per hour. The Manhattan 60 Sunseeker is so sleek that you might just think you're in a 5-star hotel rather than on a boat. The yacht has over 4 fancy cabins, a salon, a kitchen, and a jacuzzi. Novak also has access to a speedboat, widescreen plasma TVs, and a top-of-the-line sound system to keep the party going. Now that's how you ball when you're the best player in the world. Anyway, if you think Djokovic's yacht is insane, wait until you see his private jet. Number 5. Being a professional tennis player isn't just about hitting a fuzzy yellow ball over a net. Most of the time, you get to travel all around the world for international competitions. Paris one day, New York the next, then off to Australia the following month. And when you're the best player in the world like the Serbian star, it's only right that you show up to your matches in grand style. That's why Novak went out and got himself a Bombardier Challenger 605 from NetJets. This incredible plane is capable of flying non-stop from Europe to North America and can accommodate up to 12 passengers. But the real treat is on the inside. The jet's interior is a haven of luxury, featuring plush leather seating, wood accents, and a full-on entertainment system to keep you entertained throughout the flight. Now, the Serbian is not one to brag about stuff like this, so we're not sure how much it cost him. But a similar Djokovic private jet has a staggering listing price of around $27 million. That's an insane amount of money for a single plane, right? Well, when you're one of the best tennis players in the world, you definitely deserve to travel in style. And do you know what else the best tennis player in the world deserves? A magnificent mansion. Number 4. After visiting Monte Carlo when he was 17 years old to train with his coach for a short period, the Serbian began spending significant time in the city due to his tournaments. Eventually, he fell in love with the city and held on to that love for a very long time. So, back in 2007, when his career was just taking off, Djokovic decided to make Monte Carlo his primary residence. And he copped a hillside property overlooking the Mediterranean Sea for $5 million. This mansion is especially perfect for the tennis star, cause it makes it so easy to cruise his yacht whenever he wants. But that's not the only mansion the star tennis player has to his name. Number 3. You see, after Djokovic had a full experience of the luxurious lifestyle in Monte Carlo for over a decade, the tennis superstar decided to switch things up and make Marbella, Spain his new home. And we're not talking about just any home. We're talking about a stunning mansion that he bagged for the sum of $10.5 million. It's located in a fancy schmancy neighborhood in Marbella, and it's got 9 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms, and a game room. The mansion also has a swimming pool that is perfect for those hot Spanish summers, a cinema room, and a gym. And to top it all off, the mansion has a tennis court that the Serbian star can practice with whenever he needs to. But even all of that wasn't enough for the 21-time Grand Slam winner. Number 2. Djokovic wanted another one-of-a-kind mansion. So, when he won the 2020 Australian Open, the Serbian star decided to reward himself for bringing the tournament home in a grand way. So he dipped his hand in his bag and dropped a jaw-dropping $7.7 million on a beach home in one of the most expensive neighborhoods in the United States. The building itself was developed by the renowned architect Renzo Piano, and it offers some of the most breathtaking views of the Atlantic Ocean and Miami Parkland. It also has an eye-catching design with 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, an infinity pool, valet on service, a spa, a gym, a library, and a botanical bar. This guy is truly living his best life. Djokovic reportedly bought this mansion for about $5 million, but later sold it for around $6 million in 2021. Number 1. Now that we're down to number 1, let's talk about the most expensive real estate property in the Serbian's collection. You see, back in 2017, Novak Djokovic made the headlines after he dropped a cool $10.6 million on 2 condos in the heart of New York's Soho neighborhood. Djokovic's 2-bedroom condos are a spacious 2,000 square feet each, offering stunning views of the city that never sleeps. They're the kind of place that makes you feel like a VIP just by stepping through the door. And these properties crowned his real estate portfolio that is currently worth over $30 million US. If we're being honest, we wouldn't be surprised if he adds another $1 million property to his collection. Well, there you have it, folks. Novak Djokovic is proof that you can afford almost anything when you have a successful tennis career. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to learn more interesting things about your favorite tennis players.